We got audio playing through one thing. Hello, hello. Playing Xenoblade today, baby. let's do this. Interested to see what they do to make this canon. That feels different. I might be wrong.
July 2054 AD. The Earth was caught in a great battle between unknown alien forces. Their weapons were terrifying and powerful beyond human reckoning. Our planet was overwhelmed, its surface reduced to ash and leveled in the blink of an eye. The Coalition government knew the war was coming. In response, they prepared the Earth Life Colonization Project, Project Exodus. Interstellar arcs were launched all across the planet, from every major city on Earth. Bravely, we leapt from our cradle, our home for the last 4.5 billion years. But most of the arcs never even made it out of the atmosphere. Only a small handful managed to escape. Among them was our ship, the White Whale. After leaving Earth behind, we spent 2 years wandering in space, searching. We thought of ourselves as the lucky ones, the pioneers who would settle a new world. But our past caught up with us, literally. The alien blitz was unrelenting. If not for the efforts of a lone hero, we would never have survived. Our ship took heavy damage. We lost control. With our flight systems down, the White Whale was pulled into the gravitational field of a nearby planet, its hull shattering and breaking to pieces as we plummeted toward the surface. Since then, 2 months have passed.
Yeah, we need to make stuff.
some!
Hey! I'm off balance! Huh? I'm off balance!
Let's get this started.
We'll work well together, I'm sure. Let's do this thing!
Huh? They staggered me. Shall we?
It's nice to be wanted. Let's do this thing!
Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Here I come, sunshine.
Oh, easy peasy.
We'll do it.
Attention, external access confirmed. Disengaging stasis in 10 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing hatch. Please stand clear.
Hey there. Looks like you're all in one piece. Careful. Just take it nice and slow, okay? Your senses will need time to reactivate. Your pod is the only one around that landed intact. Good thing I found you. My name's Elma. You want to tell me yours?
Get it.
You don't even remember your own name? It must be the stasis hangover. That's not good. Just try and focus, all right? Good, there we go. What else you remember? It'll come. In the meantime, I'll get you up to speed here as best I can. How are your limbs? Can you move? We'll take it easy while you shake the stasis out of your system. One step at a time, all right? First things first, you'll be needing a weapon.
I need a weapon.
There you go. All right, let's get going.
Okay. Don't think I need the tutorial. Oh, I'm so ready to play this game.
Most of the white whale's life pods didn't survive the crash, like this one. You're one of the lucky few.
I have.
Right. You don't even remember the white whale, do you? You know, the L002? The ship we escaped Earth on? You remember Earth, right? Planet Earth. Your homeworld. Or rather, it used to be anyway. Unfortunately, it was caught in a battle between two alien forces. And destroyed. Ring any bells? Don't feel bad. It's one memory I'd like to forget. I know. It's been following me for a while now. I didn't want to alarm you, but we're going to need to defend ourselves. You up to the task?
Open fire! Follow me!
Target in sight! Shadow strike! Nice! Move in and do some damage!
Block this! Flame grenade!
You're not half bad. There's plenty of work back in the city for someone who knows how to
I
handle
feel
a
like the
weapon,
arts
you
bar is
know.
meant to be on the LNR buttons.
Then you're interested. In that case, I might have just the job for you. But anyway, we can talk more details later. For now, let's keep moving.
Numbers.
Engaging!
I know. Open fire!
Shadow
Follow
strike!
me! Assault hammer! Flame
Target in
grenade!
sight!
I'm in a good position. Open fire!
Engaging!
Hell, open fire!
Appreciate it.
Flame grenade! Fire away!
Engaging!
I know I'm ready. Open fire! Follow me! Chrome armor!
I owe you one.
Flame grenade!
Shadow strike!
A scaffolding! Fire away!
Upper hand! Didn't have to be like this. Nice! Move in and do some damage!
Block this! Flame grenade!
Shadow strike! Upper hand! Screen edge! Now that's how to evade. You can do it! Hostile neutralized. Switch to close-range combat.
Chrome armor!
Appreciate it.
Flame grenade!
Upper hand. Shadow strike. The rain's starting to let up, just in time for sunrise. Follow me. I promise you're gonna love this.
Promise you will love this.
wild, huh? They're all indigenous, as far as we can tell. We need to learn to play nice with these guys if we're going to try and coexist together. We call this planet Mira. You won't find it on any star chart. But it's our new home. Recognize the habitat unit? That's where we're headed. Watch yourself. That first step's a doozy. We can jump if you like. You could handle the fall. But the indigents down there are another story. Some big, some mean, all nasty. Given our options, the high road here would be the safer way to go, relatively speaking. That said, whichever way you want to go, I'll follow your lead. You decide.
I know I'm ready. You're doing good.
I owe you one.
Your turn to land
My
it.
turn.
Flame grenade!
Upper hand. Shadow strike.
Assault hammer!
Finish destroyed. Move in and strike.
Rock this!
Engaging.
Hell yeah, Venom pack!
Flying.
Room armor!
Now it's my turn. Nice. Move in and do some damage.
Rock
Upper
this!
hand.
Flame grenade!
Shadow strike. Close and land it low.
Armor!
Appreciated. Scream edge.
Rock this! Oh, so you like knocking people around?
Upper hand.
Flame grenade!
Early burn.
Split
Shadow
blade!
strike. Flying. Nice. Move in and do some
Rock
damage.
this! We got company!
I owe you one.
Split! Ooh, look at that! Follow up with melee attack!
Scream edge.
Hit him hardcore!
Upward mount balance. Shadow strike. I'm in trouble. Heal me! This is wearing me down. I'm not gonna make it.
Here they come!
They're off guard. Stagger them with melee attack.
Room armor!
I owe you one.
Flame grenade!
Shadow strike. This force.
Split! Look at that! Follow up with melee attack! Flame grenade! Split gate!
Scream it! They're off guard. Stagger them with a melee.
Let's see you wobble! Room armor!
I owe you one.
Let's topple them! Fire away!
Shadow strike.
Flame grenade!
Appendage destroyed.
Lock
Move in and
this!
strike. Early burn. Now, melee attacks.
Lock this! Don't push me! Room armor! Give them hell!
Shadow strike. Upper hand. Scream edge. Appendage destroyed. Move in and strike. Didn't have to be like this. They're off guard. Stagger them with a melee attack.
Assault hammer! Split at that! Follow up with melee attack! Flame grenade!
Nice! Move in and do some damage! Upper hand!
Lock this!
Shadow strike! Nice force! Appendage destroyed! Move in and strike! Early burn!
Don't push me! Chrome armor!
I owe you one. Upper hand!
I ain't got time to die! Sorry guys, I'm finished!
My adrenaline
Hit him hard
rising.
for me!
Scream edge! Muscle neutralized. Switch to close range combat.
Just sitting there with stars. Different plan. He's looking at the sky. Numbers all around, so we take guns and cannons. Standing as long as you can.
Upper hand!
Dealing with lives messed up.
Shadow strike! Nice. Move in and do some damage. Looks a lot bigger up close, doesn't it? And this was just the habitat unit. The White Whale was one hell of a ship. Until it all came crashing down, at least. That's the West Gate. It's closed off now for security reasons. But we've repurposed a freight elevator that will get us inside. Rexes. And Ryan. We can't leave them roaming here, not this close to the gate. We're gonna have to take them down. You ready? Appreciated.
Flame grenade!
Appendage destroyed. Move in and strike.
Lock this! Assault hammer!
Scream edge!
They're tough. Heal me up!
I should heal up first. Appendage destroyed. Move in and strike. Nice. Move in and do some damage.
Infuriate!
Early burn.
Chrome armor!
Appreciated. Strength comes from experience.
No time for downtime! Flame grenade!
Move in and keep the rhythm going.
Infuriate!
It's a shame we had to settle near so much wildlife. Luckily, some species aren't so hostile, but they aren't necessarily friendly either.
What do you mean?
I've come to learn that there's a fine line between self-defense and provoking a fight.
Right?
We need to walk that line. All right, let's head in. Who knows? Maybe seeing the inside will jog your memory. Well, here we are. Not too shabby, huh? For a giant beached spaceship, anyway. But, like it or not, this place is our home now. We took the name from the city it was modeled after back on Earth. We call it New Los Angeles. Welcome to NLA.
And so it was that another survivor came to join our band of refugees. Together, we resolved to forge a new way of life here on Mira, come what may. New LA was a beautiful lie to ourselves. Truth is, we were adrift, heading into the unknown. Our native home was gone, swallowed in a shroud of light. And our future was uncertain. We had no idea what fate lay in store for us. Only that we had to keep living in order to see it.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Alright, we're gonna play with Elma for a little bit. Just because she's got access to Full Metal Jaguar a lot sooner and will allow me to trigger...
How about a quick tour of the facilities to refresh your memory?
You alright?
Let's start with your living quarters. Follow me.
citizens of New Los Angeles. Good day. This is your Director General, Maurice Chausson. Today, I once again come to you with news I am truly delighted to share. Yesterday, we repatriated 10 more White Whale crew members.
Repatriated.
These fellow pioneers will rejoin our ranks as citizens of NLA, bringing with them skills and know-how that will bolster our ability to survive and indeed flourish here in our new home. This, of course, is only the latest success in our continuing efforts.
Director General? Since when?
For the rescue and recovery of
2 days
all
ago,
our
ma'am.
brothers and sisters. I stand here truly humbled and
From
privileged.
political aide to director general in just a few weeks. At this rate, he'll be emperor by next month.
And a better tomorrow.
Irina? Gwyn?
Nice work out there, ma'am.
Right. Introductions. Irina Akulov, Gwyn Evans.
This one of the survivors, Colonel?
The survivor. I only found a single pod intact at Starfall Basin.
Wait, what? What happened to 10 more crew members?
Come on, seriously? Chausson was never one to let the truth get in the way of a good speech. Still, every last survivor counts. You can call me Irina. I'm with the Interceptors.
Me too. Same division. You can call me Mr. Evans. Or just Gwyn.
You can call me Mr. Evans.
The three of us were in the Coalition forces together. Specifically, the Special Operations Heavy Armor Training Unit, aka the Skeleton Crew. I was a colonel and Irina a lieutenant. Gwyn was a more recent recruit. Of course, I keep telling them we don't need those old ranks anymore now that we're here.
You're still Colonel to me, ma'am. No reorg will ever change that. And that's not about chain of command either. It's about respect. You've earned it.
And the award for best ass kiss goes to...
Well, I'd remind you both the ma'ams aren't necessary if I thought you'd listen.
All right, ma'am. We should be getting back to work. Until next time, Colonel.
Right. We should be going too. The administrative district isn't far. That's where you'll be calling home. For now, anyway.
What, babe? Did you? Where were they?
Look, I know what exhaust smells like, and it was exhaust in the cockpit. Just check the ductwork, would you?
Oh, I'm checking. I just seriously doubt... Hey, look at that! The intake exhaust bypass is reversed. Oh man, it's a good thing I caught that.
You caught that? You're the one who cleared me to fly!
Everything okay? It's not like you to flub a flight check, Lynn. Good thing you had a rugged pilot like Doug at the controls.
Oh, hey Elma. How'd it go out there? And would this be one of the you-know-whos? Cool. I'm Lynn Lee Koo, mechanic and top all-around fix-it gal for Blade.
She's 13, and I know, she looks young, and she is young, but trust me, she's one of our top talents.
Most of the time, that is. Most of the time.
Anyway, you guys heading back to the barracks?
Yeah. Why do you ask?
As long as you're here, why don't I take you on the transport? It's a great way to see the city. I'll give you the grand tour.
That sounds like a great idea.
Alright, Doug, I think that'll be all for today. You can clean up here and dock the Skell.
What?
Don't mind the exhaust. I'll take care of it tomorrow.
Don't mind it? Wait, why am I cleaning up your mess in the first place? Lynn! Lynn!
Not bad, huh? You can see everything from up here.
It beats walking, that's for sure.
The best way to see NLA. I never get tired of this view. It's like a different city every time.
It's certainly come a long way in the last few weeks. There's still so much to be done.
One day at a time.
Speaking of which, we don't really have time for a full pleasure cruise here. Why don't you give us the express tour, Lynn? Just the highlights.
Okay, you got it. New LA is divided into 4 districts. We departed from the Industrial District, where Doug and I were conducting the flight test. It has food production, skill development, you know, industries and stuff.
It's also where the West Gate is located, remember? Expect to pass through there fairly often. The only other gate out of the city is in the Administrative District, but I'm skipping ahead.
Next is the Commercial District. Restaurants, galleries, cafes, clothing, groceries, you name it. It's a veritable shopping paradise.
The CD is the closest thing to a downtown we've got. It can actually get pretty crowded sometimes.
Well, by NLA standards anyway. Day or night, the best and only bargains on the planet. To your right, the Residential District. Housing, housing, and more housing. Well, plus a nice park and the cathedral.
If If you're ever looking for quiet time alone, want to relax and unwind with a good book, that's the spot.
Right? The park is my favorite place to just zone out and chill. And last but not least, our destination, the Administrative District, the nerve center at the heart of NLA. Note the distinct dual-level structure here. The upper level holds our administrative tower, home to Blade HQ and the government. Not to mention Armory Alley as well as the barracks where we live. The lower level there is a hangar complex for Skell maintenance and repairs. And this concludes our tour. We will be landing shortly.
Thanks, Lynn. We'll save the rest of orientation for once we're back at the barracks.
Enjoy your stay in the Administrative District, and thank you for flying Lindley Airlines.
Right. Let's get you over to the barracks. Then I should file my report. They'll be eager to hear the details on how I found you, I'm sure.
Well then, we better not keep them waiting. The barracks are pretty close, actually. They're set up just behind the giant blade tower here. That road there wraps around the left side and leads right to it.
We'll pass through Armory Alley, but let's not get sidetracked, okay? We can check it out later.
You.
And here we are, the Blade Barracks. Consider yourself our guest until we finish getting you registered. Feel free to come and go as you please.
I think I can answer that one. So, you must be the latest rescue.
Secretary Nagi!
Miss Ku. Chipper as always, I see.
What can I say? Pep is my middle name.
I ran into Doug Barrett on the way here, and he didn't seem quite so upbeat. Anything about today's flight I should know?
No. Nothing to worry about.
Good. Be sure it stays that way. More importantly, Elma, you found another one. Excellent work out there.
Just doing my job, Mr. Secretary.
Now, as for officially registering our new citizen here.
Why don't we talk inside? There's a lot of ground to cover. It could take some time.
Ah, yes, of course. Forgive me. You must be weary from the stasis and your journey back to us. Please, after you.
I'll put on some tea.
I'll put on some tea.
Allow me to formally introduce myself. My name is Kentaro Nagi. You may remember me as captain of the White Whale, but now I serve as Secretary of Defense here for New LA. The provisional government has charged me with keeping the peace, so all military and police matters fall under my jurisdiction.
He's also my superior officer. And he'd be an excellent person to talk to when you're ready to start looking for work.
What about a job right here with Blade? He seems capable.
Let's give it a little more time. At least until he knows enough to be able to make an informed decision. He seems to be suffering from some form of memory loss.
Memory loss? From the stasis?
Main character
He could barely remember his name, and nothing at all about what happened to Earth or the White Whale.
I see. Though, come to think of it, the entire lot of us have only been on this planet for what, 2 months? It shouldn't take very long to get caught up.
My thoughts exactly.
Well then, where should we begin?
Inquire.
It started at the end. 2 years ago, the end of Earth. The casualty of a battle between two hyper-advanced alien civilizations. Their technology and weapons were beyond our comprehension. We were like infants, naked, powerless. The Earth was reduced to ash and blown away.
I still wonder if I hadn't been there. If maybe all of this could have somehow been avoided.
No one can know that, Elma. What we do know is without you, there'd have been no Project Exodus, and no escape for any of us. Did it go perfectly? No. But we are here, and we are alive. We survived. So yes, Project Exodus. Once we learned the Earth might be threatened, we needed a plan to preserve all her various life forms. That plan was the Earth Life Colonization Project,
Hey, what up, Renee?
otherwise known as Project
I love this
Exodus.
game. I think gameplay-wise is probably
Those
my
of us who
favorite
escaped
of
on
the
the White
Xenoblades.
Whale spent over 2 years
Some of the
wandering in
stories are a little
space.
weak, but
2 hard years.
outside of that, it's.
But we clung to our
played this
mission.
one since the Wii U.
Find a habitable planet and settle there. We had no idea how long it would take. Or that the decision would eventually be made for us.
The xenoforms found us again, and, well, it wasn't a happy reunion.
That's all right.
Earth wasn't enough. They wanted humanity destroyed. For better and for worse, we were close to planet Mira when we lost control of the White Whale. Inertia and gravity took it from there.
The ship had taken way too much damage to survive entering the atmosphere intact. We had no choice. We channeled all the power we had left to soft land the habitat. Once the dust cleared, we set to work transforming it into its current state. Searching for survivors, establishing Blade, installing the provisional government. Basically, making it a sustainable city.
I used to quite a bit.
Blade is an acronym. Builders of a legacy after the destruction of Earth. Quite fitting, I think. It's a relatively new organization. Up there in space, we had plenty of provisions, and a crew trained to handle the limited amount of situations we might encounter in our travels.
Mario Maker to,
But of course, all that changed after we lost most of our ship and came crashing down here on Mira. We needed food, water, search and rescue teams, surveyors, police. The list goes on and on. It was too much for the provisional government to manage on its own, so Blade was born. The idea was to have one central organization with different disciplines to fill these various roles. Its core was pulled from the Coalition military, so it's mostly former soldiers. But fighting isn't our most important duty. Right now, we have a single top priority that supersedes all others. The search for and recovery of the Lifehold.
Take a look at this. The White Whale was designed to carry an exceedingly large number of passengers, all of them held in stasis, all housed in a structure called the Lifehold. This is a complete schematic of that facility. Only essential personnel were conscious and active for the journey from Earth. The flight crew, maintenance engineers, and of course, some military so we could defend ourselves if necessary. But the vast majority were in the Lifehold. Are in the Lifehold. With any luck, they're all still there, in stasis, waiting to be rescued. But there's a problem. We now know the Lifehold
how's
broke
that?
apart along with the rest of the ship
A little
when we
better?
came down on Mira. What we don't know is exactly where all the pieces landed. Not
I turned it
very
down quite a bit.
comforting, I know. Blade's top priority now is locating the missing units.
Hey, thank you for the follow. Alright, registration.
Yes. All citizens of NLA are required to register their name, age, and occupation. We also ask you report any personal assets. And
how's that sound, by the way?
Regarding your current state of
Better?
health.
Better now?
All purely as a precaution. I'm sure you understand. As
It looked like the,
caretakers of humanity's survival, we all have certain
Do I
responsibilities.
stream on Kick? No, I don't.
And hey,
I stream on both YouTube and Twitch.
all kinds of public services.
And then occasionally,
In any case,
if I can get it to
I'm
work,
sure this is
TikTok.
all a lot to digest.
Sweet, sweet.
You'll be wanting some
You can
time.
still hear the game though, right?
Ms. Koo, even I'm tired of hearing myself speak. Why don't you take our guest out for some air? Perhaps a tour of the administrative district.
Yes, sir. Come on, we'll keep this briefing.
D-Live. D-Live was a streaming service that I saw a long time ago, back when like Mixer was around. But I think I was on it for like a second and then I left. I'll probably just stick on YouTube and Twitch. It makes it easier to keep track of. Because it's unsaturated. That also kind of ends up making it hard to get seen, you know.
Authorized to let a civilian tour the administrative district.
I'm also just kind of getting back into streaming. I used to stream a lot more probably a few years back, but
The AD is a bit different from the other districts.
I'm kind of trying to get back into it a little bit. I primarily do artwork, but with this game coming back out on Switch, I wanted to play it for a little while.
Of that skill. Even the way that they walk is so cool. Oh yeah, work it, baby.
Do you watch a lot of D-Live, do you? Yes, I'm gonna geek out at the skull because I already know what skills are.
Aren't they just the coolest? Just everything about them. The lasers, the force fields, the bipedal and vehicular transformations.
What kind of stuff do you watch?
Ever have that dream where you're inside one and it's just transforming over and over and over? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Actually,
Am I full-time? No.
I don't normally show this to people.
No,
but
part-time right
I've
now.
been working on some Skell fan fiction. Hold
Maybe in
on,
the future.
I'll just pull it up here 1 sec.
Lynn?
Oh, right. Sorry.
Originally, Skells were developed as a defensive measure to counter potential alien threats. It wasn't enough to save Earth, though.
Mario games, Fortnite, and Valorant. Yeah.
Still, just look around.
No,
Gone from basically nothing to this.
I typically
in just
watch.
2 short months. We could never have come so far so fast.
Okay,
without
so
technology.
pretty good variety there.
I'd love to get you into one to see for yourself, but it's not that simple.
Ooh, Red Dead's fun.
Well, yeah, duh. For one thing, only blades are allowed.
I like watching Kaizo Mario stuff.
You need a license.
These aren't
And
toys we're talking about. They're complex machines
I do a
with
lot of speed
powerful
runs. I
weapons.
watch a lot of speed runs.
And they're a precious
What video games do I
resource.
play?
We only have so many of them
Pretty
to go
much
around.
Nintendo stuff with the occasional
So
like
yes,
PC
as you
game.
might imagine, the certification process is a fairly
I'm big on
rigorous one.
RuneScape.
I'm sure
Like that
you're
game.
thinking, where do I sign up for the test? But it's
Mario
not that
games.
simple.
Sonic is my
They
favorite
choose
video
you,
game.
Not the other way around.
Anything
You
Sonic.
can't just walk in the front door and
I
volunteer.
don't know if you can tell behind me.
There is some criteria. The details are largely hidden, but basically, HQ only allows the cream of the crop to take the test. Blades who go above and beyond in their duties, and for the people of New LA in general.
So what do you say? If you become a blade and work hard,
Yeah, I play a little
I'm
of
sure
everything.
It'll only be a matter of time before they tap you on the shoulder.
Speaking of work, that reminds me. Why don't we check out the mission control board first? That's where we take on our
Future
assignments.
plans for my channel.
Good call. Let's head
Like I
on
said,
over.
I primarily do artwork, so it'll probably be a lot of
Gotta
me
say,
doing art
this blade's
with
looking
like some
pretty
occasional
sharp.
gaming. Other than that, I'm just kind of working on getting some stuff figured out.
So this is mission control. We don't have a dispatch system yet, so blades usually choose their own assignments. Everyone comes here and selects from the missions available on the board.
And it's not just official blade tasks. Anyone with a request is free to post here. Businesses, citizens, whoever.
Yeah, it's basically how anything gets done. in
I'm
LA, so the board
an
is
illustrator,
constantly updated.
so I do a lot of
Just about
like
every
comic
blade
book
will
art.
stop by here at some point in their shift.
It's
I'll do
like our
fan
second
art.
home.
I got
Always
a
finding
buddy of
out
mine
what
who I'm
blades
working
are
on a comic
exploring
with, so
our
I've been
scene,
streaming.
browsing mission
When I do
control
stream,
for
it's
the next
typically
assignment.
pages for their
Whenever I get
comic
freed up,
that they're
I'll
writing
stop
right
here
now.
first thing to check for any missions I might be suited for.
Likewise. And if the assignment seems too tough to handle solo, that's what the scout console is for. We should show you that next.
Hey, who's giving this tour anyway? We also have the scout console, if the assignment seems too tough to handle
Yep,
solo.
yep, digital art.
And Elma just said that, didn't she?
Hey,
There actually should be. I want to say there's a link somewhere in my channel that takes you to my Instagram, but I might be wrong. Yep,
Ta-da!
digital art.
The Blade Scout console.
Yeah, I do a lot of digital art.
When the going gets tough, the tough go to the scout console. You know, to get tougher.
If you do end up joining us, you'll quickly realize just how important this little kiosk is. A lot of the mission control assignments are too much for any one blade to handle. They tend to call for multiple members with specialized knowledge or unique skills. This
Which kind of
console
art
lets
do
you
I do?
search for and recruit other blades to fill those roles for just such
Just
an
a lot of
occasion.
fan art and comic book art.
You can't spell blade without team. Sorta. Anyway, awesome, right? So, you ready to join up?
Hang on, Lynn. Take it easy, would you?
What? I'm just saying you'd have to be some kind of an idiot not to want to join Blade. Or maybe a crazy person.
Oh, and here I thought you might be pressuring our guest.
Apology accepted. Now, how about a little shopping? And I'm not talking about the stuff over in the commercial district. I'm talking about Armory Alley.
Do I assign full or half body characters? It just depends on what the art calls for.
Hey.
Oh, they're gonna tour me through this entire place. I already know it all.
So this street's
Logos,
what we call
banners,
Armory
panels.
Alley.
Blades can requisition
I
equipment
haven't
from any of the vendors.
done those in a long time, but I have done them before, yeah.
Face danger on a daily basis. Having the latest gear isn't about impressing your friends. It's a matter of survival.
True enough. And that goes not only for your personal armor and weapons, what we call ground gear, but for skell equipment as well.
You can even buy whole skells. Can you imagine owning your own skell?
All my artwork that I currently have is on
The heart of
Instagram.
Blade itself. Blade Tower.
There should be a link to it, like I said. If not, I'll have to put one up after stream.
So yeah, Blade
Where's
Tower.
my Instagram?
When we come here, it's usually to stop by Blade HQ. The higher-ups, like Secretary Nagi and Commander Vandam, will spend most of their day here. The government leaders, too. They're based in the tower. Guys like our new Director General Maurice Chassan, for example.
Blades sometimes report to the leadership here after we finish key assignments. You'll want to remember this place.
There you go.
And that about does it for our tour. So, what do you think? Pretty amazing setup, right? You can't wait to join Blade, right?
Okay, Lynn, seriously, that's enough. We're not here to make a sales pitch. We just want you to have all the facts so you can make an informed decision to join us, or not. Now that you've seen where and how we work, hopefully it made a good impression.
Yeah, I'll add you here in a
Your
bit.
decision will be just that, your decision. In any case, let's head back to the barracks. Secretary Nagi will be waiting.
Alright. Thank you. I don't know why I always think I can go through that front door. Yeah, I'll do it here in a bit.
Honey, we're home.
Yes, very amusing.
Who wants a fresh cup of tea?
Thank you, Ms. Gu, but I can't stay long. I just wanted to pass along a request from your commanding officer.
Commander Vandam? Does it have anything to do with our new arrival?
Correct. He stopped by while you were out on your tour. He said he'll come back, but that I shouldn't wait to ask you.
Here we go. I bet I can guess.
You probably can. He wants to fast-track our new friend here for blade duty with a training assignment. What the
Hell
hell
yeah,
are we
finally
waiting
I
for?
can do some stuff.
As he put it.
The commander does have a way with words.
Makes even my pitch sound smooth.
I explained about the memory issues, but he didn't see it as a problem.
Oh yeah, go
To
for
be
it.
honest, given our current need for blade recruits, I can't say I entirely disagree.
Hey, it's not me you need to convince. Blade service is voluntary, remember?
Of course, and I would never force or coerce anyone. Well, friend, what do you say? Can we count on you to do your part?
Yes. I accept.
I knew you'd make the right choice. Welcome to the organization. Elma, he can start on your team. You'll begin training immediately.
Yes, Mr. Secretary. With pleasure.
All right. Welcome to the Cool Kids Club.
Now then, let's discuss that training assignment. We've decided to start you out on a probe installation, just to get your feet...
Hey, what up, Dispo?
I guess we should back up.
How you doing, homie?
Here in New LA, we're using a specialized computer system called Frontier Nav to help us deploy a sensor grid across Mira. A network of data probes that allows us to monitor conditions and collect all kinds of information about the planet.
Expanding that grid and filling in the blind spots is one of Blade's highest priorities. Here, take a look at this.
Also saw artwork on Discord.
On screen is a terrain map that includes New LA,
Not really. Typically, I'll just go off commission.
As you can see, we've divided the area.
It has been too long, man. Where you been? Been seeing your work. You're doing, or you're getting good, man.
Segments, and together they form our grid. We determined this was the most efficient pattern, given the limited range of our probes. Based on it, we know exactly where we need the probes to go. Now we just have to install them.
Yeah, Renee, if I sell anything, it's pre-drawn stuff, and I sell that on Etsy.
Frontier Nav probes can also detect the
That's where you been, just
locations of
animating?
living things in the vicinity, which comes in handy if we need to track down a Blade or another citizen.
Been seeing your Smash clips though; those have been sick.
Indeed. So for this first exercise, you'll be heading here to that white segment. Go there, install the data probe, and then come back home.
Got it. East of the city.
In that case, we can take the east gate out of the administrative district, right? We should be
Are
there
you?
in no
I'll have to check out your account.
I'll leave the details on the data probe installation procedure.
How's that coming?
To you, Elma.
Your degree.
All right, you two, shall we?
Yeah! Training or not, let's go install the hell out of that probe!
Oh, you do graphic design and stuff, right? Very nice. Where is it?
Man, am I glad we pulled an assignment to the east of the city this time. It'd be a long walk all the way back over to the west gate.
Hold on. Are we even sure the east gate will be open? Last I heard, it was still on lockdown from all the high-level indigent activity.
It was, but they just lowered the threat level earlier today. The gates are officially open for business. One of our teams must have gone out there and kicked some furry indigent butt, huh?
Yeah, sure.
Wouldn't surprise me at all. Irina's team is one of our best.
How does he know Irina and Gwyn?
We ran into them just before we met up with you. They were on their way out to an assignment.
Well, then that settles it. It must have been them, right? Man, forget this amateur hour probe baloney. Those guys are where the action's at.
Yeah, go ahead and send a request if you want.
Personally. But enough talk. We've got our mission to deal with. Let's head out.
Roger. That probe isn't gonna install itself. Let's get to the east gate, shall we?
I did see the comment Lyco got on YouTube. I wanted to clap back on it, but Lyco's a class act, so he handled it pretty professionally. Yeah, I know, kind of wild that he clapped someone's cheek and smashed to the point where he had to go comment on the on Lyco's YouTube. Okay, sweet, sounds good. I'll add it here in a little while. Oh, sound. We want to go this way. Yeah, I'll accept it here in a little bit. What up, Evan? This game is fun. Love this game. Yeah, right now I'm in the middle of a game, so I can't really add right away, but oh, is this the tyrant? I think this is the tyrant that I gotta fight. Yeah, it's the tyrant.
What the hell happened here?
Go for it. Yeah, we are Xenoing the blade all over the Chronicles.
Sinicula could have killed all these simius.
Oh.
Unless.
But yeah, no, kind of wild that
This is bad.
Lyco ended up living rent free in some dude's head. That Sonic clip was
Sinicula.
dirty, dude.
It's a tyrant.
Huh? But it looks just like any other Sinicula.
Think about it. Your typical simius is way higher up on the food chain than your typical Sinicula, right? Usually we'd find one simius standing over 3 or 4 Sinicula corpses. But here, the tables have been turned. And I don't see a single trace of any other indigents in the area. There's only one explanation. That Sinicula is a tyrant.
Let me check the Blade Report database. If there's a tyrant this close to the city, someone must have run across it. Bingo. There was a Sinicula tyrant sighted not too long ago, but it was a couple of segments further out.
It could have followed the blade that spotted it back towards New LA, or come here to feed, or...
Hell yeah, man.
who knows
I'll have
what.
to check it out.
That's crazy. I can't believe there's a tyrant right on our doorstep, and HQ isn't doing a thing about it.
Well, don't forget why they sent us here in the first place. Frontier Nav's range is still limited.
Oh, right. They couldn't track it if there's no local probe. They must have lost it when it went off the grid.
I need to get back on Smash for a little while too.
Whoa, whoa, whoa there, rookie. We're talking about a tyrant here. Do you even understand?
You can
what
block
that
people on
means?
Smash? I didn't know that.
We should probably explain. Tyrant is our term for any indigenous life form that falls outside of our usual threat ranking system. In other words, they're too powerful for us to even measure how dangerous they would be to take on.
And too powerful doesn't always just mean physically strong. If a creature has even a single especially nasty trait, it's classified as a tyrant.
Even some of Blade's very best teams have come back with serious injuries after running into a tyrant in the field. If they come back at all.
I did not know that.
As long as you understand the risks involved.
I'm pretty sure they got rid of Affinity in this game.
Lynn?
Count me in.
Because I feel like
Same
sometimes
goes
you'd
for
make
everyone
choices
in
and it would
LA.
like raise Affinity with some characters and you'd see like a heart pop up
I'm
on
gonna
them.
have to get used to dealing with
But I haven't seen
tyrants
anything
now.
since then. I feel like that's
Besides, if I need to,
something that
I can
you would
always
see by
run
now.
away while it's busy chewing on one of you guys.
Fair enough. But don't push it.
Alright, sounds good, Renee. Have a good day.
If we can take it down, great. But if not, even just luring it away would be a moral victory.
Hold on.
As long as we buy enough time to install the probe,
Never mind. You take off.
we can use Frontier Nav to track it, or any other tyrant that comes this close to the city from now on. Just make sure you're
Later.
ready before we attack. This will be tougher than anything else we've faced.
Or they changed their name. We'll have to get on Smash sometime soon. I think you're one of the only people I haven't played with that's in the Discord right now. Oh, here comes one of the greatest songs in Xenoblade. Alright. If I remember right, it's their legs.
They've seen us.
Engaging! Lay down some fire for me!
I've got your cover fire.
Off balance!
So you like knocking people around? Chrome armor!
I owe you one. That makes sense.
Flame, whoa!
Move in and keep the rhythm going.
Watch me lay into him.
Assault hammer! Infuriate!
Scream edge!
Infuriate! Flame grenade!
Giant blast! Off balance!
So you like knocking people around?
Upper hand! Appendage destroyed.
We're gonna die. Oh, I hit B. Yeah, we're dead. Shit. Oh, that... Yeah, that killed me. You're hitting Quincy with some wacky mix-up last time you played. Bro's Loki getting destroyed. Oh, that's bad. I need to hop back on and play. I was getting pretty spicy with Pikachu finally when I played last. There we go.
We are awesome!
Nice work, Lynn. You fought well. You did too.
I don't know why I got wrecked so hard that first time.
Install that data probe. If we stay here for long, there's no telling what other playmates might show up. This beam of light indicates a frontier nav site. It marks the ideal spot to bury the probe.
Okay, the probe should be ready for insertion. I'll just boot it up.
Thanks, Lynn. The top half of the cylinder contains the probe itself. The bottom half is a laser. It dissolves the soil so the probe can burrow to the proper depth. We tried just planting them on the surface at first, but we kept running into problems with the local wildlife damaging the goods. Burying them is going to save us all a lot of time and headaches in the long run. We all set?
Yes, ma'am. Whenever you're ready.
Why don't you do the honors? You can launch it right from your comm device. Give it a try.
Yeah. This is the only time you ever see a probe get inserted.
Good. Now we just need to give it a minute to reach the target depth.
And installation complete. We are now online with a solid connection to Frontier Nav.
Excellent. See? At the end of the day, there's really not much to it. The hardest part was calculating the ideal probe locations. We need them spread out evenly to maximize data collection.
Yep, planting probes is easy. And the more we plant, the more likely we are to find missing crew. So anytime you see a probe site, there's no excuse not to plant that sucker.
That'll do it for your training. Let's head back to the barracks and report to Secretary Nagi.
Treasure. Okay. Gotta remember how everything works. Head back.
Commander Vandom.
Well, now, look what the cat dragged in.
Sorry we missed you last time. We could have come to meet you at HQ, you know.
Indeed. I suggested as much. Twice.
And we know how much I enjoy being told what to do. Anyway, I hear you tangled with a tyrant, way out of your league, on a training mission, no less. That was reckless, and goddamn magnificent.
So, Commander, to what do we owe the pleasure of your visit here today?
Well, I can't just ask Nagi to do everything for me. I'd be out of a job.
Hey, I delivered you the new recruit, didn't I?
Yeah, you won the bet. Don't worry about it, all right? I'll settle up with you later. You know I'm good for it.
The bet?
I'm sure I'm needed elsewhere. If you'll all excuse me, Commander.
Well, that wasn't obvious at all.
Huh. Look at you two. I swear, you're like two children excited about a new toy.
Look who's talking. I don't recall ever seeing you file a request to personally train a rescue before.
Is that so odd?
It is before we'd even asked him to become a blade, little miss stick in the rear.
Usually I ask when I don't get your slang expressions, but something tells me to just let that one go.
Enough about that. Where are your manners, anyway? I still haven't been introduced to our new recruit here.
Commander Vandam is Blade's top officer.
In a past life, I was chief engineer on the White Whale. Same idea, basically. Someone has a problem, I fix it. You follow? Huh. Not much for conversation, are you?
So you still haven't told us why you're here. From the look of things, I'm guessing this isn't a social call.
You don't think?
No. So let's cut the crap and get down to business.
Ha! Sounds like you're learning my expressions just fine, Elma. Anyway, first we need Chatty Cathy here to choose a division and pull an assignment. Whoa there, Itchy Trigger. I know you're just chafing at the bit to run out there and grab the world by its tail, but you need to choose a division first. Once that's all hashed out, we can get into detail about what your first assignment's gonna be.
Pretty much everyone in New LA works for Blade, in one of several different fields. Helping to explore Mira, or to maintain order in the city, or, well, you remember Nagi's speech, right? There are 8 different fields in all, and each one has its own branch within Blade.
Oh, I'll be right back.
Officially, they're called divisions. Naturally, you'll want to choose one that best suits your personality and your talents.
Let's start with the Pathfinders. Pathfinder's #1 responsibility is planting data probes, like you did on your training mission. It may not be the sexiest job, but important? You bet your ass it's important. We've only been on Mira 2 months. We don't know jack about this place. The more probes we install, the faster we can get our bearings here and give ourselves a fighting chance.
We've already detailed how important it is we expand the Frontier Nav network ASAP. So, for the time being, I'll just remind you of the highlights. It helps us keep Blade safe. It helps us keep the city safe. And most important of all, it's the key to locating the missing parts of the lab and recovering the rest of the human race.
Okay, next up, Interceptors. You met Akeloff and Evans, right? Irina and Gwen? This is their division. Interceptors have one main duty. Protect New LA and everyone in it from the wildlife here on Mira. Right now, this is probably our busiest division. Interceptors ride shotgun for the research eggheads. They escort VIPs around, and they help any other idiots who get caught out there with their pants down.
Next are the Harriers. Remember Doug Barrett, the Skell pilot conducting the test flight with Lynn? He's part of the Harriers. If you think of the Interceptors as defense, Harriers would be New LA's offense. They specialize in preemptive strikes on clear and obvious threats. But only on clear and obvious threats. They're not meant to go out and just blast any indigene that moves.
And you got your Reclaimers. These guys are in charge of finding the other pieces of the White Whale. Among other things, that is. including anything of ours left behind after a battle. Skell debris, weapons, personal effects. It can get a bit morbid, frankly, but it's gotta be done. Until we're up and running here on Mira, and have this place completely figured out. Everything we brought from Earth needs to be treated like it's irreplaceable. Also, the search for the Lifehold. That's mostly on the Reclaimers.
Next, curators. Curators are the first to scout ahead to unexplored territory, bringing back whatever samples they can get their hands on. Fruits, bugs, sticks and stones, you name it. It's not all picking berries, though. Being a curator also means being the first to encounter unknown indigens.
Next? All right, prospectors. Prospectors do, well, prospecting. They poke around, looking for minerals, resources, and whatnot. Things we need for everyday life here. We packed all the essentials we could on the White Whale, but that won't last forever. We need to be able to replenish our water and fuel if we want to survive. And sooner or later, we're gonna have to figure out how to replace things from scratch. From the socket on a Skell's knee joint, right down to the frying pan in Lynn's kitchen. Without these guys busting their butts, we'd have no future to speak of.
Next up, outfitters. All of our ground gear and Skell weaponry is developed in conjunction with private arms manufacturers, or AMs. Outfitters are Blade's way of supporting these AMs. They'll seek out anything that might inspire new weapon ideas, and even assist with testing new prototypes.
Finally, the mediators. These are the folks who keep everything hunky-dory with John and Joan Q public. Any problems a civvy has, they come to mediators. Fight with your neighbor? Mediators. Lost cat? Mediators. It's not a division for everyone. You need to be a jack of all trades, and a people person. Someone with my charming personality? Probably not the best mediator. But if you got what it takes, it's a clutch role, keeping things cool on the home front.
All right, so I think that's all 8 divisions. Any idea which one you'd like to join? Don't fret about it too much. Whichever you choose, you still have a lot of freedom in how you operate. Mediators can still get out there and mix it up, hunt indigens, whatever. And if a Harrier wants to take a break and settle an argument, that's their prerogative too. To be honest, even though it's sort of frowned upon, you can actually change your division whenever you like. So there's really no reason to stress about this. All right, you ready to choose?
Yeah, and? We're on pins and needles here.
Oh, curators probably. Maybe. Yeah, we'll go curators for now.
Then it's settled?
All right. Thank God that's over. By the power invested in me, yada yada, you're officially a blade.
Congrats, and welcome.
I know you're gonna do great.
Now for the job.
Oh my
Let's get down
God,
to
so
brass
much dialogue.
Nelson's team has gone missing. Last contact we had, they were installing a data probe out in eastern Primordia. Then, nothing.
Nelson. Pathfinders, right?
Are we talking indigents here or what?
Your guess is as good as mine, but they did have a skell with them. You'd think they could hold their own, or at least run away.
All right, we're on it. We'll head to their last known location and go from there.
Report whatever you find ASAP.
Of course. Let's move out.
Roger that.
Alright. I'm gonna call it there for right now. Yeah, now we're chapter 3. Holy shit, chapter 3 already. Story, affinity.
Gotta say, this blade's looking pretty sharp.
Alright. We're gonna call it there for today. We might play a little bit more here soon. I'll probably play off stream. So when we come back, it might be a little bit different, but